Let's see. And good morning to you. Good morning to you. And good morning to you. I am Miss Hatty, and welcome to the Silver Star Spit class. This is a class that was designed for me and what I needed. And I decided, well, with the help of the good Lord above, to pass this information on because I do not recall anyone training me to be a senior. So I just first have to give lessons to where it came from, and thanks. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing me to be able to wake up again today in my sound mind and to wake up happy and to be able to come here and speak to all of these beautiful people and let them know that you are here for us. You're here to show us how we can heal our bodies by just moving. Amen. All right, let's see. We'll find some music. I was having issues today with my music, and it looks like I'm having issues with one of my recording devices, but I'll get that fixed in one hot second. But I'm here. I do have yoga music, but I probably need that. That's a good way of making me slow down because all morning I've been going. And even though it's good to move and move fast, sometimes when it's mental and moving on top of it, it becomes a little too much. And I was looking forward to teaching my class, but the good Lord said, slow it down. You know, you could do that boogie stuff later. And that's what I get in a lot of my classes. Let's roll your shoulders back. You know, I remember when I used to teach in Rollway, and Josephine, I used to call her JoJo. And she used to say, come on, I want to do the twist. And I'm like, JoJo, you're going to throw your hip out. But she was a cool lady. She sat the whole time to do her exercises. But when it came for that twist, she'll stand up and I just walk over and stand on the side of her because that was her muscle memory kicking in. And that will happen with you. See my arm? It's feeling amazing. No, it's not 100%, but guess what? It hasn't been a year and 6 months later. And that's the time frame the doctor gave it. And it was without surgery. Let's just walk out forward, steady rolling those shoulders, working those fingers for Arthur. We'll always attempt to do more than one thing at a time, because that helps to keep our mind nice and sharp. And if your mind isn't sharp, guess what? You're not. You start to go downhill. So whenever you think about it, get up. Do your best not to sit for more than an hour. Even if you just stand up and stretch and hold it, count to 20. And if you're able to, raise your hands, just like this. Roll your wrists, work your fingers for Arthur. Come down nice and wide, roll your shoulders backwards, forwards, and then you can sit back down and do it again the next hour. If you have an alarm, set an alarm. Alarm on your phone. If you don't have an alarm on your phone, I'm sure you have an alarm in your house. Set it for every hour. Because I always thought my mom was healthy, and I know that she thought she was too. because we knew any given day of the week what the meal was going to be. I guess that's a Bermuda thing. But anywho, when I start eating the foods that she used to eat, especially around the holidays, because she used to eat a lot of Jewish foods. And when I started scanning, the brands and stuff that she was getting, oh my gosh, it came up that it wasn't healthy. And I've gotten to the point now where it's hard for me to find something to eat, because I was always that child that did not like to eat. I saw a whole chicken. It was very difficult for me to eat that. And I think it was because I was traumatized as a child. Leg up. I remember going to the butcher and picking out, we had to pick out a chicken. I used to tell the guy, want that one. And then they'll take it in the back and kill it, pluck the feathers off it, bring it back in a bag and give it to us, and we had to take it home. Now that chicken was used for farine pie. Well, I guess that's probably why I always pick the meat out of my farine pie. Because the fact that chicken, I saw it whole, and then it was cooked and we had to eat it. And I've always been like that my entire life. I'm realizing as I'm on the 70th floor, yes, I have been spoiled my entire life in some way. I cannot help it. And I have a question I would like to put out there to anyone, especially my Bermuda family. Is it wrong because you were given things when you were a child? Is it wrong? Because I'm realizing things that I was used to having as a child, or sometimes even wanting to do as a child. And I did it for my girls. I'm doing it for my grandgirls. But then I'm getting that same feeling that I had when I came to this country, that little 12-year-old girl from Bermuda, generations, with her 2 aunts that were Bermudian and very religious. I have to go back there to understand, because I'm still feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. And I have to go back to solve all of these little things, because I always remember saying, that's it, I'm done. But I never really realized what those words meant. To me, it meant, okay, I'll push that back aside for one day. One day we'll deal with it. One day. Just like an argument, if you couldn't agree, I always said, agree to disagree. And those things come back up in your life. Well, at least mine did. You stretch over. Oh, this feels good. Just stretch it. Turn, walk the leg in. I'm going to do a lot of stretching today because I have a lot on my mind, and it's very difficult to speak it because I have a lot of questions, and someone recently said that my granddaughter thought she was rich, or had people thinking she was rich. And I don't believe that, because this little girl, Okay, I'll give you a for instance. I'm going to sit now. When it rains, she refuses to wear her raincoat and her boots. And she said, Nanny, because a lot of people don't have raincoats and boots. But that was something I was used to growing up. And I did it to my girls. And, Elisa's mom, me, everybody, we make sure everything, you can get what you need. And I thought that was a family thing. But then I realized that Bermuda thing is still there. Those values, because I used to say, white people all dress up and the kids walking around raggedy clothes and snotty noses. And yes, I turned my head up to it because I would put my last in my babies and my kids because they're the ones that are going to reflect me, not me walking around all dressed up. Who are you trying to get? My children are my life, and I will do anything for them. And I'm pretty sure you guys would too, because I realized these little ones, if we don't help them out, if the grandmothers and the great grandmothers and the parents don't help them out, sorry to say, American kids are going to probably be, I'm not even going to say it because I'm not going to say it because what you say will come true. But all I'm going to say is look out for those babies. And see, those babies, they could teach you a lot. They could get you on the computer and they could find anything for you. Because see, I know they get excited. Because I remember when I first started learning how to drive. And if the car had to be moved on the other side of the road, I couldn't wait. I'll do it. Well, see these little babies on these computers, because some of them have a time limit that they have to be on it. And therefore, Grandma says, sweetie, can you go get me some information on this pill or whatever you want? You just gave them permission to get on the computer, and they love that. And they find the information for you. And at the same time, it's also helping us. I believe it was yesterday with Elisa. I had asked her something, and she said, oh, I know that, Nanny. And I'm like, how do you know? And she's like, I just know, Nanny. And I believe it's from all of that knowledge when she was a baby, when she was a toddler, and she was constantly on the phone, constantly on the internet, watching, learning. And then it takes me back to this Korean doctor I had briefly for my physical therapy. His daughter was the same age as Elisa. I believe she was 3. And he laughed so hard. He said she reminded him of him because all she would love to do was watch videos in other languages. She would not watch English. And he said his daughter was the same way. He said, let her be on there as long as you know what she's watching is educational because she's taking it in. And I did read somewhere where they say between newborn and age 5 is where they're going to do the most learning in a short period of time. So that's why I pushed everything in that little girl. Yes, now she's rebelling because she took swimming When she was 6 months old, she started. She's still doing swimming now, but she doesn't want gymnastics, and she started that when she was 12 months old. So she no longer does gymnastics. She no longer does dance, but she does get dance at school twice a week. So my little girl is growing up, and it's very difficult for me because it's not me telling her what to do. It's me listening to what she likes to do. And I have to help her to line it up so it doesn't come across as being disrespectful and just speaking her mind. And partly she gets that from me because I remember everybody used to say, my mouth, hey, it's me. But I just want to know if that is possible, that, but then again, I know I might be rambling here, but at the end, my mom always used to say, and I told my girls, you're never supposed to go below the standards that you were raised. And you can do bad all by yourself. Yes, at first when she was saying these things growing up, I'm like, yeah. But then life goes on and you realize, yeah, she's right. Because if you had a particular lifestyle that you lived and you met somebody and all of a sudden you lost your car, lost your apartment, but you're still working, hey, take a look at you. What is this person doing? You know, you could do bad all by yourself. Meaning, don't allow anybody to pull you down. And that's how I've lived my life. Don't let anybody pull me below the standards that I was raised. If I have to live below standards that I was raised, it will be because I put myself there. I don't need help. And those are some of the things that I was taught. You could get rid of some of those old wives' tales, but you can't get rid of all of them. Just rocking. Legs out. Sit back. Sit nice and tall. And then we're just going to put your arms all the way back. Push your back against the chair. And just push those shoulder blades back. And breathe. And let it out. Breathe in. Let it out. In. And let it out. Last one. Breathe in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And let it out. Wow, how do you feel? I feel amazing. I feel very good. I feel blessed. And I feel that I have a shield around me, protecting me. I don't understand it, but it has to come from up top. Now, see this song here? I did not make this tape right here. It's just one that was in there. And the song, Bigger Than Jesus. This song has been popping up in all of my playlists. I guess God is telling Spotify, play it. And I love it. I love this song. It makes me feel so warm. It takes me back to Bermuda, laying in my bed up there at Rockland's Estate. And Joe playing the piano. And I do, sometimes I could almost like hear the violin playing. I know Aunt Dorothy played the saxophone, but I hear all of that and it feels good. I got sunshine on a cloudy day when it's cold outside. I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. And just rock. And lean forward. Pick those legs up. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Woo. Ooh. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Woo. Now let's kick it out. So nice and tall. You can put your hands on your hip. If you want, you could stand, but keep that chair close by. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Woo. Oh. I don't know about you, but I'm over here sweating. Woo! That was good. That was good. See, we picked up the pace. Now I feel good. Second time around. And this is some of us second time around. We're going to do our out, out, in. Woo! Work those arms. Woo. Here we go. Out, out, in. Woo-wee. Work those arms. Move those fingers. We're working Arthur. Second time around. Second time around. Yes. March it out. Turn time around. How's everyone feeling? Now, if you need to stop for water, make sure you stop and drink. I'm never going to tell you when to take it, but just take it when you need it. Ooh. Ooh. First time. Ooh. The first time. Oh. Rock it out. Time around. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to have me some water because I haven't. How's everyone feeling? Keep moving. I'm just trying to look at the time. Oh, yeah. Wilson, pick it. I'll put my chair out. Woo! Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Woo! Woo! All right. How is everyone feeling? I feel amazing. Now just walk around I'm going to help you bring that heart rate down. If you're sitting, just move your legs or your arms. I just don't want you to be still. I want you to move around and lower that heart rate. That was good. Wow. And it's a dreary, rainy day. So that helped to pick me up. So now I'm even more bubbly. I thank you guys for coming here. I'm going to leave you with a tip of the day. Now, I keep saying I'm going to put an article in my chat that I received about let the seniors speak. But somehow with my new phone I lost it. So I asked my cousin if she could send it again, but she's having difficulties finding it. So that makes me want to find it even more. Because it was saying, if we sit there in silence, you're killing your brain. And it almost goes with what my doctor for my hearing aid, when I went for my hearing test, and he told me, I said, but I could hear. He's like, yes, but it's sounds. It's different sounds. So when someone's talking, you think they're saying something because you don't hear the rest of the tone that makes up that full sound. But not only is that not good, when your brain is not being stimulated by hearing that sound, a part of your brain is dying. So now that's two things that I've had doctors tell me that start your brain dying. Not talking, not speaking, and not hearing completely. So please get your hearing checked. I know I'm very blunt, but I'm sorry. Like I said, no one told me how to be a senior. And I'm finding this stuff out on my own. And I was told by this young gentleman that also wears hearing aids. He said he'd been wearing them since he was 2 years old. And I guess when he got in upper grades, he thought it was cool to take one out, and it cost him his hearing. And he said the average person that needs a hearing aid come 7 years too late. They were able to restore mine with the hearing aid. I believe it was 95, 100. And it's amazing. Still getting adjusted, but even the music sounds so good because I'm hearing the full tones. So please, go get your hearing checked. Because if not, that could be two things that are dying in your brain, causing your brain to die. Not speaking and not hearing all the tones. So I love you, and remember that tip and get your hearing checked. And also, my other question that I had put to you earlier in the chat. I love you guys. You have an amazing weekend. I am getting ready to go to a Mardi Gras at one of my senior events, and I'm going to have a ball because I've never been to a Mardi Gras. That was always one day, one day, one day. Well, this is my day. Love you. I am Miss Hatty, and I'll see you on Monday.